Hi, this is Sally Blackwood, Violence Prevention Coordinator here at CARES Northwest. Today I'll be sharing some ideas about talking with your toddler to tween about private part safety. Sharing some very direct ideas about having that conversation straightforwardly. First, though, I want to talk about setting the foundation for that. I've been hearing this phrase lately that really speaks to me around this subject. So here it is. I'm not raising children, I'm raising adults. I just love that phrase, particularly for this subject, because when I think about it, I think about, don't we want all our kids to have romantic relationships someday and even friendships where they really are valued and respected, and also value and respect their friend and their partner? And specifically when you're thinking about future romantic relationships, if we can raise our kids to be adults who can check in with themselves, know what they really want related to touch, affection, sexuality, be able to speak that and be able to respect that when they hear that from their partner, so they make sure they're not pressuring them or somehow making their partner feel uncomfortable for having the boundaries that they do have around that. So keep that in mind as we're talking. That's one of the things I think is so important for laying the foundation for these direct talks about private part safety. Here's another idea that you can start as toddlers, as preschoolers for sure, which is help your kids be stars. There's a STAR acronym that I made that I like, and a lot of parents have said they like, and it goes like this: safe with bodies and feelings, touch only with permission, ask before you touch, and remember to wait for the answer. This lets your kiddo learn that they can check in with themselves and speak up around that. It lets your kiddo also learn that they need to respect what somebody else is communicating about that. It gives you a way as parents to, maybe if siblings aren't being great with each other, maybe they're tickling each other too long or wrestling, for you to say, hey, gotta be a star. You can put them on your refrigerator. So there's another way to lay the foundation starting from when they're really young. So let's move on to talking very directly about private part safety. Again, start when they're toddlers. You probably heard this before. Use the correct names for private parts. Think about that for a minute. What's going on that makes it hard for us to do that? I know that my parents gave me nicknames and it left me feeling kind of uncomfortable and even a little bit ashamed. So that's one of the reasons. And another reason is, if your kid does get hurt, if that absolutely happens, which would be so hard, right? They could communicate clearly with you and anyone else so that everyone knows what they're communicating. So that's another reason why it's important. And finally, all of our parts are great. We want our kids to feel positive and great about their bodies. So please use the correct names. Then thinking about our 3 to 5-year-olds, what do you do for preschoolers? Well, there's some basic safety rules that I think are important to share. The first one is name which parts are private. If your kid is one of those kids that asks why all the time, think about that. They're private because fill in your value statements. Somewhere between, they're the only parts of our body that grow and change as we get older. So we decided they're all really special. To they're the parts that make babies, to the parts that we share when we get married, whatever they are. You don't have to go there if they don't ask why, but some kids do, right? So name the parts, then say, there are rules around private part safety. And it's important that if anybody breaks the rules and touches private parts, because some older kids and adults do have that problem and break the rules, that you tell. And even if they ask you to keep it in secret, it's important to tell, because they're breaking the rules and they know they're breaking the rules. So who could you tell? Help them name somebody inside the family and outside the family. One other part I like to add for particularly 6 to 8-year-olds is sometimes kids your age, but you can start it at 3 or 5, show each other their private parts. And that's not breaking these safety rules, but it might be breaking the star rules. So it's important to be stars, and it's important to you to tell me about it so I can make sure everybody's being a star. Another thing to make sure you include, and you can start when they're 3 to 5 or start when they're 6, whatever feels right to you, is taking pictures of private parts aren't okay, and showing pictures of private parts aren't okay. And again, if somebody asks you to do that, they're the one that's breaking the rules, and it's really important to tell. And it's never, ever, ever your fault if somebody else breaks these rules with you. If somebody older, a teenager, an adult breaks these rules with you, it's never your fault. Finally, when they're 9 to 12, I think it's important to think about friends tell friends because they do at this age. And to use the words child sex abuse, they may have already heard it, but it really helps them understand that what's going on is not okay and it's wrong. And then friends tell friends. It's too big of a secret to keep. Make sure you communicate that. So who could you talk to? How do you help your friend tell somebody? You need to decide as a parent, are you going to offer yourself up as the adult that one of your that your kids could tell. So make sure, again, it's too big of a secret to keep. If your friend tells you this happened or you find out it happens, help them tell an adult. You tell an adult. You can always tell me. I will get them help. They can come and tell me. I will help them. And again, remember, it's never, never, never the child's fault. So thank you for being here with me today. And check out our website for other resources or call us if you have any concerns. Appreciate your time. Thanks again. Bye.